Welcome back, everybody, to the morning after. We hope you had a fabulous Memorial Day weekend last weekend. Also, just want to say thank you to all of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. I mean, thank you is never enough, never, and it will never be enough. But people like the ones who give everything are why we get to live the life we live and get to sit down on this podcast and do this. So, if you know someone who has lost someone, don't forget to reach out. Just keep reaching out, not just on Memorial Day, but check in every once in a while on them. But today is a new week, and let me tell you what, I had quite the Memorial weekend. But first of all, I want to get into our It's a Lot because I just had it happen to me. And I know every parent is going to feel this. So I'm going to go first. I'm not going to even give you the option. Hello, Hank. How are you?
Hello, dear. Please vent. Go. We need it.
Yes. And it's not necessarily, I mean, it is venting. But let me just say, I have 4 children. And into the year, we are not done with school yet. But like you, I have a prop today. And it is let me just, hold on a second. Let me just show this real quick. A whole real file of Tyler's happenings throughout the year. Okay, now, I love this. I love to go through it one time. And I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, because my mother gave me a trunk full of all of my shit. She kept everything, and now it's on me to throw it out. I can't throw it out because I feel bad that she saved all of it, and I just don't feel like it's right for me to do it. But she gave it to me because she didn't want to throw it out. And now I have 4 of these. It is, I mean, it's 4 pounds of paperwork and bullshit. And I'm not saying what my kids did during the year is bullshit, but having them bring it all home at the end of the year, I think that's bullshit. I think the important things like the Mother's Day gifts and the Father's Day and the Christmas and stuff like that, you want that. But I don't want all this shit, and I got 4 things of it. I mean, Tyler can't even write a word yet. What am I keeping? What is this? You know what? God bless the teachers who put this all together, and they're so great. And you want to know why they put it together? Because they don't want that shit either. They're like, send it all home. We're out. So now I have all this crap scattered throughout my house. My kids won't let me throw it away. I'm going to have to figure out how to sneak it in the trash cans outside, although they kind of started like emptying trash into those because I've been having them take out the trash, doing all that. And I'm afraid they're going to see it. But anyways, it's a lot, and it's a lot of shit that I'm having to now figure out what to do with.
So the teachers kind of keep everything within that folder or the classroom for the whole year and then give it to you at the end. It's not like you get something weekly or daily.
No, I mean,
you get the daily stuff too.
Absolutely, we do. This is the stuff that they like hung in the classrooms, and it's a little better. And again, I am so grateful for that. We always talk about the teachers. The teachers, no teachers get paid enough to deal with our children. And honestly, the way my children have been behaving, they should probably get paid, I don't know, quadruple what they're getting paid solely to take care of my children. So I'm so grateful they put it all together. But I wish they would have put it together and just like emptied it into the trash can. You know what I mean?
Now, do you have like an area? I have like a few cabinets where I keep like stuff sorted. Do you have an area where you keep each one of their? But the problem is you've got 4 of them. I mean, my goodness.
So I will say I have 4 trunks, like camp trunks. And each of them have their own trunk. But the problem is like I also keep stuff in there, like the first little like Lions jacket they had that they wore to a game when they were infants. Like that's in there. Like, things that they could maybe pass down to their kids. Not that, I don't know if our kids or my grandkids are going to be wearing it, but who cares? But this, all the, I mean, do you just want to, hold on. Let me just show you.
Do a little show and tell for the people. Well, now that's beautiful.
You're lying. Okay, so this is, I don't know, this is a vampire? This must be Halloween. No,
Yeah.
that's got to be a vampire. Or like Dracula.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about though. Like, I'm sorry, what am I going to do with this? Except for burn it.
Do you keep teeth?
I can't. Please don't tell me you keep teeth. Please
I've kept
don't.
it. I've
No, you
kept
haven't.
a couple.
I don't think any child when they grow up, Hank, is going, oh my God, my baby teeth. I think they're going, this is fucking disgusting, mom or dad. Please don't keep their teeth.
It's not like toenails, but I have like a couple.
I thought you were going to say it's not like toenails, but I have a couple of those too. No, nobody. The tooth fairy. That's the purpose of the tooth fairy. They take the tooth. The tooth is gone forever.
Okay.
What? I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
If you start keeping everything these children do, it's impossible. You're gonna hate yourself, one, and two, your kids are gonna hate you because they're gonna go, what the hell am I supposed to do with all this?
Yeah, it's impossible. But I mean, I do think it's good that the teachers at least are trying to make it a little easier, maybe for the parent. Maybe.
Yes. No. I mean, teachers always make it better, but like, I really do wish they would just, or maybe just ask if we want it. Be like, hey, we have end of the year folders coming home. Let me know if you actually want yours. I
Yeah.
think that's great.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. And then we can say yes or no. And the lovely parents who, oh my God. And the worst part is they bring it home and they want to go through every single piece of work that they have done the entire year, Hank. Do you know how long that takes? It took Tyler 45 minutes to get through a quarter of it. I was like, I'm done. We're done. I love you so much. Good job.
Could you imagine though the pressure though if the teacher said like, "Hey, every parent, I've got all your kids' stuff for the whole year. You can decide whether you want to take it home or not." If you're the one who's like, "I don't want that shit," they're probably like, "Ugh."
No,
You know what I mean?
I bet the teachers are like, you're a cool one. I
get it.
like this mom or dad. Like, I like them. They get it. And it makes it easier for them. Then they just go boop right in the trash can.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anyways,
It's-
that's my it's a lot. I just had to go through it all.
Your it's a lot is actually just collecting a lot. A lot.
A lot of shit that I got to find a way to throw it away. But anyways,
I think
continue.
it would be if you only had one, you'd probably have an entire wing of the house dedicated to all their shit. But the fact that you have to do this 4 times over is just like, whew, you know?
I mean, I know. I mean, Kira, look behind you. That's the rest of Tyler's. Yeah. Okay.
That's
Sorry.
a lot of stuff.
What is your a lot?
Mine is also school kid related, not a big shock. Usually our it's a lots are very
I know.
in tune. What I did not realize, and this might be a new phenomenon, and maybe you've already tapped into it, but I have not. And maybe it's different because I'm a dad. But Emma was in the Memorial Day parade with the Girl Scouts this weekend, and it was lovely. And there was a great mom who was doing little face paints for everybody. I mean, wonderful.
Wow.
What I didn't realize in walking in the parade and getting tea from the different moms, and I won't call anybody out, is that as much as kids have these like, I'm friends with this person, I'm friends with that person, this person's not cool, it also happens with the moms. And I did not know this.
Oh, girls are mean all the way up until they
it
basically
happens
die.
to dads too. And what I'm saying is that there are parental cliques, and there are people who are like in the clique, and there are people who are not in the clique, and then there are mean girls, and then there are mean dads, and then there are, and of course, I was just like,
and then there are the gays. There are the gays that everyone
and then
loves.
Steve, who's just kind of Switzerland and kind of like what? But for that half a mile walk, could not have been more tuned in because I was stuck with not stuck, but I was walking with a group that was like not too far from the other group that they didn't like. And then I was like, oh my God, like this is all. And at first I thought they were talking about kids, but they weren't. They were talking about adults. And I'm like, this is amazing. And they're like, the 5th grade moms don't talk to the 2nd grade moms, and the 2nd grade moms don't talk to the 3rd grade dads. And I'm like, what?
Wait, which group do you which group do you identify with?
I'm probably
are you friends with?
universally hated. Yeah, I'm probably universally disliked. No, I think I'm pretty much Switzerland. I don't think I've caused issues. I think I'm, I'm just.
But like, would the
mom.
moms get mad if you started walking with the 5th grade moms that they didn't like or whatever it was?
I don't know. I was just like,
Mm.
wow, this is just like, because some of this happens because they have kids that are older or younger. And so they have different groups of moms or dads that they connect with. But
Oh.
this was all very new to me. And I turned to one of them and I'm like, so this is like bullying, but like for adults. But like, I thought we all grew out of this in like seventh grade. And they're like, no, it's on. It is
Uh,
big time. And there are cliques. So
do
I'm
you
just
think, we're going to segment this well, but do you think social media has had a reason for that? Like where people see postings of moms getting together and they're not invited. So all of a sudden their feelings are hurt and they are getting their own clique together. And I mean, I feel like it's very high school, but I feel like sometimes with social media, you feel like you're back in high school.
Yeah, I do think what can happen is there is chatter sometimes between people about, was Emma invited to this? Is Emma doing that play
Mm.
date? Did she go to this party? Did that? And then
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
my theory on parties when they're that age is you invite every single girl that's, in the class.
Yes,
And
I agree.
Emma's pretty cool with everybody anyway. So there's not anybody that she's like, please don't invite that person. But, I just kind of like a blanket invite.
Yeah.
But I think, and I don't think your girls are to that age yet, I think like a little bit later, at least from the parent drama, it sounds like when it's like around fourth grade is when shit really starts popping off.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we had it at our old school, so I think it just depends where you are too. But
yeah,
I will say like don't invite my kids. I don't want to come. So don't invite my kids. Like please. I am for it. They have 3 siblings to play with at home. Please don't make me come. I don't want to. Okay? So if you're listening to this and your kid is in my kid's class, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Their feelings would be hurt
they
and that would be
want to be
devastating.
invited. They want to be
I
invited.
know, but we all know how we feel about kids' birthdays.
But
All right.
please let it be a drop off.
Yes, agreed. All right, moving on. Speaking on social media, I really wanted to hit this because I feel like I need to be honest with our audience. I have not technically been on social media for about the past 6 months for mental health situations. I just needed a break. Honestly, it has been incredible. But with that being said, you have noticed I am still posting and doing all that. Our wonderful producer and my everything, Kira, has been doing that for me. I have sent her what I thought, what I wanted to post and what I wanted to say. And she has been so great to be able to do that for me. So if you've noticed, I feel like in this podcast, sometimes I'm like, ooh, haven't seen it, don't know what's going on in the world, which has been such a blessing. But when you're in the podcast world, you kind of got to know what's going on. So that's why these headlines have kind of baffled me sometimes. I wanted to be straight up and honest with you guys. I am going to trickle back on against my just every bone in my body telling me not to. But I think it's important for just the overall podcast to make sure I am,
Up front.
yes, upfront and also like, engaging with people who take the time to listen to us. So I am slowly getting back on. If you've noticed my Instagram being slow, it's because I technically haven't gotten there yet, but I will. And yeah, I just wanted to share that little update. Also, if you need a social media break, do it. It was the best 6 months I have had in a long time. But also time to put my big boy pants on and get my, just get tough, mentally tough about it. And we're gonna do it. I'm gonna be back on, and that's that. But if you need a
Wait,
break, take it. What?
wait.
Okay, tell
Let
me.
me just take a moment, if I can, to play the role of somebody who might be listening.
Okay.
Was there a moment or a situation, or what was the impetus for your break? Was there a
It's a good,
specific thing that
I
made
don't,
you say, I need a timeout?
you know what? I don't know if Kira is looking up in the air too. So I don't know if there was a specific reason for it. I think it became for me like I would immediately like I'd grab my phone in the morning, I would check my text, and if there are no texts, I'd go straight to my Instagram. It's like it was like a habit. Like it wasn't even like I was even like, oh, let me get on Instagram. It was just like it just happened. And I kept noticing it. And honestly, well, I will say my girls called me out at the dinner table. I don't know how long ago this was, and they were like, "Mommy, can you put your phone down? And I'm on Instagram. And we're all sitting at the dinner table at our house. And I was like, what am I doing? So and I'm sure like some shit probably came out in the media that also triggered it and was kind of just like, you know what? Maybe it's just better if I just don't get on. And just not like, I'll post and I'll have Kiera help me out with that, but not reading the comments, not like being addicted to it. Honestly, I did not miss it, which I thought I would. I did not. You guys kept me up to date on a lot of things that were happening, so that was nice. But it was kind of just like one of those things where you come to and you're like, God, I am addicted to something. Like I've got to take a step back. So,
did you feel how long was it for, first of all, because I've had people who've kind of wrestled with this. I think a lot of people wrestle with this,
yeah.
But did you delete the app? I know you didn't delete your account. Did you delete the app from your phone, or how did you manage it to make it successful for you?
Oh, I deleted all of it. And I'm pretty sure I didn't even really know the password. Kiera had the password. Wow. So it was all gone. It was, again, but I do feel like I miss out on like my friends. And a few of my friends have had babies and I know they post them a lot on Instagram and I hate that. Like that sucks that we live in a world now where your communication, including to some of your best friends, is through an app, and to the rest of the world. And so when I didn't have that, like I felt like I didn't see pictures of Allie's little boy, and that's my best friend. And that was hard. So we tried, like she tried and she would send me stuff and we'd, communicate through that. But you do realize you know a lot because of Instagram. Like, what's going on in people's lives because of Instagram and not really because you're communicating with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Instagram your main, or do you have any other apps? Like for me, my go-to in the morning, and it's usually from a news perspective, is X or Twitter. But I just saw this whole thing with, and then I get a little worked up, just kind of like looking at it. I look at that first before Instagram, and I read this whole thing with Mel Robbins and Oprah. They were having this conversation, and she was like, the movement of grabbing your phone right as your eyes wake up is one of the most distracting things you can do to your brain. You are not letting yourself settle into your morning. You are taking in clutter without letting your brain process. And I'm like man, I gotta stop that.
I mean, think about that. Like, that's the first thing you do when you wake up. And I'm not saying, so I when I deleted Instagram, I had like a little phase where I was like a little twitchy. You know what I mean? I was like having withdrawals. And so I had Twitter on my phone. I don't have an account or anything, which is kind of tough when you don't have accounts. But I realized how negative and miserable Twitter is. I haven't been on that in so long. And it was all just like horrible. And it just put me in a bad mood. So I kind of got rid of that too. I was like, well, okay, that just puts me in a bad mood. And also I don't know what is true and what's false anymore. So I'm taking in all this shit and I don't even know if it's real. And so again, I loved it. I kind of got off the Twitter, and honestly, Apple News became my source of like what's going on. And my husband is,
great, totally tapped in.
Yes. So he's not tapped into like, the celebs or anything. Right. But he is tapped into what's going on in the actual world. So, which is probably, I don't know.
So funny to like even have to rationalize that and like, oh my God, he's not aware that Britney had an erratic moment on an airplane, but he does know that Trump reached out to Putin to try to solve the problem in Ukraine. I mean, like, okay, let's just focus on what's important.
And I'm not gonna lie, like when he's sitting there telling me the worldly news, I'm like, oh God, this is boring. Like I wish I had some celeb entertainment right now or something.
Just call me. I got you. I'm still there.
Yeah. Well, I figure this is what this podcast is for.
Yeah.
I always feel like summer is a great time to just like let your hair down all natural. But the problem is when we don't have enough hair, we don't tend to do that. We tend to like put a hair dryer to it, make it even more unhealthy. So this is why I love Nutrafol, because it attacks from the inside out. And honestly, my hair has grown. It looks healthy. It feels healthy. It's thick. And I can't wait to just not really do anything to it this summer and just let it down. But you may be wondering, if Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are like, do they actually work? It's a fair question. Many hair supplements overpromise and underdeliver, but Nutrafol is different, y'all. As the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, it is trusted by over 1.5 million people and is clinically tested to deliver real results in just 3 to 6 months. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code Morning After. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code Morning After. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Morning After. Speaking of Matthew, we had an electric plane flight home yesterday.
Well, you
or 2
were
days ago.
you were in Texas.
We were in Dallas, which was so good to go home and see go to his home and see his family. And you can tell, like, he gets so excited to show the girls anything and everything every time we go there.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, if I have to hear about this one damn house that used to party at all the time, every time we go home to his house, he's like, oh, this is so-and-so's house. I was like, where the big parties are. And he's like, oh, I've told you that. I'm like, literally every fucking time.
And then his sister will post things like, this is the place where we used to swim when we were little kids. And it's so emotional bringing our own kids there, where Matthew's like, I did a keg stand in that house when I was 16. And you know what I mean? It's a little bit of different content I'm getting from the family.
It is, but it's a great balance. And oh my gosh, I love seeing Paige and her kids. His sister, seriously,
the kids are getting so big.
I know, it's crazy. It is, and I seriously lucked out with the sister-in-law category on both sides. Like Paige is fantastic. I can't say anything bad about that girl. But we went to their pool, the UP pool, which is the public pool that they grew up going to, which I'll get to a story there that happened. But the plane ride home, we were on Delta, and I just wanted to we had considered flying and with different situations, and I told Matthew, I was like, listen, point A to point B, there's a flight. Let's just get on it. It's fine. So there were like 3 first class seats left. I put him in first class. I put us in the back. And he did not know that until right before when we were checking in. He was like, I'm going to look like the biggest asshole.
Yeah. And I'm fine with it. Right. No problem.
And I was like, I go, no, listen, if people have time to consider you to be an asshole because you're 6'3", 6'4" on a good 6'3" self is not going to sit in the back with everyone who is in your family who is 5'3" and under, then they got bigger issues. Like, I'm kind of just like, but as we were getting on, you could tell he got looks like, oh, wait, we saw you get on with your family, but you're up here. And then you'd see him like kind of look for us in the back.
Well, see, anyway. I think he should have come on the plane at the very end, like right before they shut the door.
Yeah, that probably would have been smart. He was kind of helping me get all their stuff on.
I mean, then there's you with 4 kids.
Which,
you're used to it.
I am. I'm very used to flying with my kids now. My kids know the deal. They're good. Yeah. We don't have to worry about it. Before we were getting on this plane, this woman walks up to him, and we're like literally standing all together about to get on, and she goes, so earlier we made eye contact and I just had to come up and ask for a photo. And I was like, it's a really fucking weird way to put that. And to be honest, if she wasn't like 65, I would have been like, listen, bitch. Like, just be like, hey, can I get a photo? Not, we made eye contact earlier. Yeah. I was like, whoa, relax. I am standing right here. And she walked away. And Matthew looked at me and was like, we made eye contact. Who knew? I was like, stop. But anyways, we both sat next to super fans, me in the back, him in the front. One Detroit super fan. Mine were Rams super fans. And what's great is these nice people get on and they're, oh my gosh, we're sitting next to Stafford's kids. And I was like, And they were very sweet. They were a little older and they start talking to my girls. But I had told my girls, don't talk to strangers.
Oh. Okay.
So my girls, they're like, hi, how are you, sweetie? We are such big fans of your dad. And they're like, looking forward, like, I was like, hey girls, no, don't be, it's fine. You can talk to them. I'm right here. They looked like the biggest bitches. They just looked forward and were like,
Oh my God. They've gotten so
which,
LA.
I mean, I'm sure those people were like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like, what do they think they are? It's just like, listen, don't talk to strangers. Like, keep your head forward. Don't lean on people. You know, all the things you go through before
Yes.
getting on a flight.
Yes.
I also told them that the armrest is for the people next to them, not for them. So just be aware, you know, all those things. But let me tell
Yeah.
you what, I like giggled and I looked at this people. I was like, I'm so sorry. I might have mentioned not to talk to strangers, and they're taking it a little seriously, and they're like, oh, they're
I bet they thought it was so sweet.
well, kind of. And
If
then
I saw those girls coming down the aisle and sitting next to me, I'd be so happy because they're of the age where they're not like making a lot of noise and they're so tiny that like you could literally, it'd be like having two seats almost.
I mean, I do feel like people were fighting to sit next to the twins
Yeah.
because I had Hunter and we had one row, and then across were Chandler and Sawyer and
Yeah.
one other person. But anyways, it was, I mean, between the girl walking up to Matthew with the eye contact and the girls acting like complete bitches because I told them not to strangers, it was electric. It was an electric flight. But we made it. We're here. Saved money on the way. So, woo, that's always good.
Money on the way. I love that you bought the first class ticket and he had no part of it. And he was just like, I love that. I love that.
Let's be honest here. His body and his health matters a little more than my body and my health, just because his body and his health is the livelihood of this family. So there's
True.
that, you know, you just gotta understand it and move forward. But anyways,
Wow.
yeah, I know. What did you do this weekend? What you got?
We had a great holiday. We were able to spend time. We had a family barbecue at Jake's dad's house last night, and his dad served our country, so it was wonderful to be able to be with him.
Love that.
And you know what? The fam just feeds it right, baby. We had ribs on that grill, and you know me, I'm just like, whoa. Thank God I'm not a pescatarian this week because I went crazy on those ribs. I went back and got seconds. But yeah, Emma was in the Memorial Day parade here in our little community, and
Yeah.
she was so excited. And I tried to explain to her like what the meaning of Memorial. You know, some of it's a little bit too much, but there were service people that were in the parade, so she kind of got that.
That's cool.
But it was great. It was just really nice to kind of chill and reset. So it was nice.
I feel like it's hard to really explain to kids. We tried to, but that's a hard concept for them to really grasp until they're probably a little older. But speaking of food, I were trying on dresses right before this podcast for April's wedding this weekend. For April's wedding. And Chris, Chef Chris, Uncle Chris, is in a baking phase and has been
Still with the cookies
for the past month. And let's just say the sizes I bought don't fit anymore. And him and I are about to have a serious conversation after this. Dude, I don't know. Like literally every time, I bet right now if we walked in to that kitchen, there would be some type of sweet just waiting. And you can't like not try it. One, I feel rude not trying it. But two, I want to try it. Like I like it smells good. Oh my God. And everything is good. That's what I hate. I'm like, hey, make it healthy. He's like, okay, makes it healthy. I eat 10 because they're so good. I'm like, I'm in it's summer mode, and the body and what I'm eating ain't summer mode. You know what I mean?
I think you're doing just fine. But
Okay,
is there
don't
a
with
particular Is there a particular cookie or a particular treat that he makes that no matter what, you're like, this is gone?
A homemade Pop-Tart. Cinnamon sugar Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
Because you can have those morning and night.
Do you put it in like a toaster oven and just get it a little warm?
Don't even need it. I literally walk by it every time and just take a little piece, and by the end of it, I've eaten 4. And my kids are like, Mom, you ate all the Pop-Tarts. I'm like, I know. I don't want to talk about it right now. But
Wow.
that is like, but those are the ones you can eat in the morning. Like you can eat a
Yeah.
morning and night, which that is dangerous. He also made a coffee cake. And I'm literally just like, I can't. And now I really can't
Yeah.
because I can't fit. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. I can't fit any of the dresses that I ordered. None of the ones that I wore last year fit. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's a conundrum. I will
that's
have
a conundrum.
I will have a moment, a confessional moment for you. So there's the lovely woman last week sent a DM to the morning after page and had
Okay.
asked if I stopped at this cookie stand in Flint. I was there working on a story, and I stopped at this cookie stand, and I think she either worked there or saw me saw me go up to the cookie stand.
Oh no.
I love a cookie. Like I can't resist a cookie. And now that particular day, I still remember it was a snickerdoodle and I enjoyed it very much. But today, I literally made a stop in the Panera Bread on my way back downtown for something. And I was like, oh, wait, the Panera Bread's right there. I'm going to stop. I went in for one thing, the
Oh no.
tulip cookie, which I love. I just like, there's a sugar cookie at Panera that just like feeds my soul. Now, here's the thing that I do, and Jake thinks it's insane. I will buy a cookie and I
No.
will leave it in my car for 4 days. It
Wait,
takes me
what?
4 days to eat it.
Isn't it stale?
No, I'll just take a bite off it each day and then put it back in my like ARM console. And he like opened the console for something yesterday and he was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's the oatmeal raisin cookie from the DAC from Wednesday, but it's now Friday. It'll be done by Saturday." He's like, "Okay."
I mean, if I'm being honest, I think that's a great idea. Like all you really want is a taste. Like when you're craving something, you just need a taste of it. You don't need an entire
Jeez.
I'm not really big on leaving it in the car where I feel like there's like animals and bugs and I don't know. Maybe like grab a Ziploc on your way to Panera and that way you can seal it tight. You
That's
know what I
good. It's
mean?
not just Panera though. Sometimes like if I go to a gas station,
Okay, wherever the fuck you're going. Wherever you're going to get your cookies, fine. Oh my God. Wait, you just reminded me of something. We went to Six Flags over Texas. It was great. Very, very hot, very sweaty the entire time. And it wasn't the sweat that like drips, because I do feel like when it drips, at least it's clearing your pores. No, this is the sweat that just like sits on your face. Do you know what I mean? Like the beads and it just like clogs
humid.
your, oh, horrible. Anyways, we had a great time, but we're getting in this ride and this guy comes over and I have like the overhead. It's like one of the rides where you have to pull the thing overhead and they push it down.
Oh my God.
Well, this man, God bless his soul, he's trying to make sure everyone's safe. He cranks on mine. I was currently, it was that time of month for me once, so I was a little bloated, but he pushed so hard that I pissed myself. And I go, hold on, it gets better. So he pushed it on, and I'm like, oh, like I kind of give him one of those. And literally, I'm like, well, I just pissed myself. I didn't say that out loud. And do you know what he said? I'm sorry, you look skinnier than you are. I was like, wait, what?
My God.
And I go, thanks. He was like, oh, yeah, my bad. And just kept walking. I was like, what the fuck? I pissed myself and I got that. I was like, and immediately I was like, damn it, Chef Chris.
I
We're
thought you
back
were
to
gonna say you
this.
were worried he was about to pop an implant because he pushed the thing
Oh,
so hard that like
well, luckily, Dr. Fisher really did those nicely. So they're nice and mushy as well as, firm. So that's good. Speaking of Dr. Fisher, if you didn't catch that episode, it was last month or this past Monday. Check it out. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I felt bad for the person coming in next to me. It's coming in after me. I was like, well, they're about to sit in some piss.
yeah, I didn't realize that this peeing thing was a thing for women of a certain age. It doesn't happen to men, I don't think. I don't think that we get older and we start to pee. I think for men, the problem is they have trouble getting the pee out. I mean, I'm not to that
Ooh.
age yet, but I think they get older and they have trouble going pee pee.
A little bit of incontinence. You know what? That sounds miserable. I'd rather piss myself than not be able to pee. I'm going to throw that out there.
What are we doing?
I don't know. But that's true. I'd much rather piss myself, okay? Anyway.
I feel like sometimes we forget that people are listening to this.
I know.
Like, I feel like sometimes you think that we're just sitting on your couch and no one is here except us. There are people listening who right now are judging both of us wildly.
And
This one's cookies at Panera. This one's pissing herself. I mean, what is happening? What is happening?
And Kelly Stafford pisses herself for the 11th time, according to the podcast.
If that doesn't lead the New York Post, I don't know what they're picking up this week. I have no idea.
Okay.
If that makes the Post, I will literally fall down. No,
something better than that, because I want it too, and we're going to need something better to convince them. All right. One more thing that happened this weekend that was pretty good. So we're at the UP pool, which is the public pool that we were discussing earlier that Matthew and his sister Paige. University Park. So there's Highland Park and University Park. So this is UP pool. It's in University Park. It's an incredible public pool. I mean, there's 2 diving boards, a low and a high. There's a water slide. There's a splash pad, like a big water slide. I'm like, damn, this is a really nice pool. It's better than a lot of the pools that you pay a lot of money for. So we go. It's awesome. Matthew's running into all of his old, buddies that have kids, and it's kind of just like a really fun day. Kids are off the diving boards, whatnot. Well, and I'm going to say her name because I feel like it's okay. But Hunter. This is a GoodBadHuntie. Hunter decides, she first one on the diving board when we get in there. I'm like, all right. She does a front flip off the low dive. I'm like, wow, okay, that was good. And then just goes and jumps off the high dive. I was like, all right, well done, Huntie. We're nearing the end of the day, and Hunter's up on the high dive, and she is like kind of walking slow and about to jump. And I'm like, oh, well, I wonder what she's gonna do, like a toe touch or just like a little pencil jump, whatever.
Sorry.
Whoa.
I just peed a little bit.
Yes. It happens to you too. This is fantastic.
Kidding. All right, go. Sorry.
Okay. Well, God bless you. Anyways, so she's walking out to the diving board and she goes to jump. And she does a really nice, like most kids will just step off the high dive. You know what I mean? But she does like a big old jump with 2 feet and then up. Well, she does a jump with 2 feet and starts to do a front flip. And I immediately am like, oh, fuck. I hit Matthew. Before she even hits the water, I hit him. I'm like, go get her. And she over-rotates, obviously. Smacks, like really, really hard. And I'm thinking I'm going to have, like, one of us is going to have to jump in and get her. She comes up and she's already in tears. And as she's crying, she's bleeding out of her mouth. And I was like, what the? And she, like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to, and she's like, she's like, it's okay. Like, I can make it to the side. She comes to the side. We get her out and she is already, do you know what it reminds me of? My cliff situation where I over-rotate on my back. Well, this is on her front and it is already like red. Starting. It's bright. It is like red everywhere, but you can tell there's like patches of like bruising starting to happen. And I'm like kind of, but I'm also like, what happened to her mouth? Like, did she knock out a tooth? What is happening? And you can tell, and this is the one thing about Hunter, she gets very embarrassed, which I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, it is not a big deal. But she's like, I'm fine. Meanwhile, she is turning, colors on her body and she's bleeding out of her mouth, like literally like, down her chin. She's like, I'm fine. Trying to get all, like, she doesn't want any of the attention. And I'm like, baby, I love you so much. You're not fine. We're going to sit you down real quick. We're going to look you over. The medics are going to come look at your mouth. And she anyways, long story short, she was okay. She had ripped some of the, like, the little, what's this little thing that connects your, connects your gums to the top lip. So
yeah,
for all
she
you
hit
there.
so hard. She probably bit down too. Yeah.
She ripped that. And then her 2 baby teeth were like bleeding because I think that kind of knocked them.
Your frenulum?
wow, what a term, a frenulum. Yeah, there's one for the books. She ripped her frenulum, if you will. And she, again, is telling me she's fine, she's fine. I'm like, okay, just so you know, so brave. Like, I'm trying to like kind of make sure I don't want her to be embarrassed. I'm like, don't be embarrassed. Like that was the tits, but like maybe we talk to mommy before we just attempt it so I can maybe coach you through it. Like we don't need to jump. Like there's ways to coach kids through this, but this chick just fucking went for it.
Well, she was probably like what you think, using some of her gymnastics training and throwing it into swimming. 100%.
For sure she was. She was like, I do this on the trampoline all the time. I'm just going to go for it. And again, everybody knew who Hunter Stafford was at that UV pool after that. I mean, it was one of those things where everybody at the pool was like, oh, you know what I mean? And my heart just dropped immediately because then they get this fear. And I will give her credit. I talked to her a little bit. I was like, I think you need to go off again. Just jump. Don't do a front flip. Just jump, because you don't want to have this fear of the high dive. The high dive wasn't the issue. It was just we weren't coached through that. Like we gotta know what we're doing, whatever. And she jumped off and like everyone cheered. It's like, well done. But brave little girl. Not the best decision making we've had in a long time, but that's okay. You know, I do give her credit for at least attempting it. And
I mean, listen, I get nervous every time because we have a trampoline and Emma loves to do flips. And she does them. She goes up in the air. She'll do almost like, I feel like she's going to almost to the point of being able to do like 1.5 flips. But I get nervous because I'm just like, should you be doing this? Like, it's like, but she loves it. And then now she's trying to do backflips. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want you to land wrong. And I just went around and re-secured everything on the trampoline itself. So the netting is okay. But she just loves it, and it makes me nervous. But
I mean, you think about it, we used to do that stuff on trampolines without a net. Like that's
and with exposed springs.
Oh my God. We ripped the mats. The mats were crap. We'd rip them off. I mean, that's what, honestly, when I watch my kids do it out there, I'm not relaxed by any means, because I think when they're ever attempting to go upside down, the neck's involved, and that makes me nervous and makes Matthew very, very nervous. But I will say I am a little more at ease knowing that there's a net there, as opposed to, I don't know how my mom watched my sister and I and my brother attempt all these crazy things on a trampoline with no net.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she just didn't love us. She was like, well, if something happens, it's on them.
Well, because the injuries probably of them flying off the actual trampoline and then hitting their head on the ground, right?
I mean, yeah, but you could also, like, if kids are flipping and they flip wrong and they like say, my biggest fear, and I always tell my girls, and you should tell Emma too, if you're going to go for it, you have to go for it. You can't pause middle and stop, because that's where you come straight down. Like, that is what makes me nervous. So if you're going to go for it, go for it. And do your best. And if you land on your face, you land on your face. But as long as it's not your neck, I don't care. I chose Function because it is the best in the world for testing. It's an all-in-one health platform with over 100 advanced lab tests covering your entire body. That is 5 times more than the average physical, y'all. It's comprehensive and focused on critical biomarkers. It offers testing twice a year. It's available across the U.S. and super easy to use. It's recommended by Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, Dr. Casey Means, and hundreds of health experts, y'all. And kicking off the summer, Function is sharing their Long Live campaign. Long Live is a celebration of the everyday moments that make life worth staying healthy for. I mean, for me, this means long live those early morning weekend snuggles, long live date nights with my husband, and just long live these summer days and summer nights. In the spirit of long live and taking control of your health, you can get $100 credit towards your annual membership at www.functionhealth.com/morning after. That's $100 credit, but it is only for the first 1,000 listeners. So sign up at www.functionhealth.com/morning after. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it. So your dollar goes a long way. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations. All right, let's get into the headlines, yeah?
Yeah. Did you watch the AMAs?
I did not. What happened?
So, J-Lo was the host of the AMAs, and
Mm.
people have counted J-Lo out for she had to cancel her tour. She had low ticket sales. She kind of went through a rough spot. I encourage you to take a little time to watch J-Lo's 7-minute intro of the show, which is
Okay.
her dancing for 7 minutes.
Oh, it's not like a monologue?
It's her dancing for 7 minutes to every song that was popular this year.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So it's her dancing to other people's music. But I mean, my
She's a great
God, like,
dancer.
she's a great dancer. And you look at these, like, you look at a production of that level and you're just like, holy shit. Like, that is
Yeah.
work. And then you see people come out like Gwen Stefani, who still looks incredible. I mean, she's probably seeing, our
Fisher.
friend that we and Janet Jackson. And then, I love Benson Boone, but here's my thing. And I love Pink. I get it. You can fly. I love you, Benson Boone. I understand you can do a backflip. I get it. I'm here for, like, it's good. We've seen it. We're good. We're good.
But what can Madonna do?
Everything.
Oh, she can't.
I mean, listen, I get it. He's going to wear a tight, like, number. He's got a good body. He's got that. But I'm just like, okay, where's the flip? Oh, there's the flip. Okay, now here we go. Like, all right, here, let's move it on.
Hold on. Kiera has something for you on that.
I was taking a walk on Venice Beach on Thursday night with my two friends, just a nice stroll after dinner, and we hear something funny and we're like, what is that? We kind of walk towards it, and it was just freaking Benson Boone performing for no freaking reason in the middle of Venice Beach, doing his flips and shit. And we were like, he's so random. He's the most random guy.
Wait, what? Wait, this
What are you
weekend?
talking about?
No, on Thursday night, he just did a pop-up concert in Venice Beach, and we just stumbled across it. We're like, he's flipping all over the world.
Wait, what? Okay, I kind of judge that a little bit.
Wait, I have to deep dive this. Is he short?
Yeah.
Okay. But he's cute. Like, he carries it well.
I think he's cute.
Does he have a stash? Doesn't he have a stash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he pulls it off. But it's like, okay, I get it. You flip. It's cool. Have you seen the video of Tom Cruise eating popcorn?
Why is this randomly coming up?
This is separate topic.
Okay. Tell me.
I encourage you to take 30 seconds and Google Tom Cruise eating popcorn.
Jesus.
Because I've never seen anything like it. I know the guy is intense, but I've never seen anyone attack popcorn like this in any way. And it's all over the internet.
Oh my God. Why does he eat it like that?
It's like he's never seen food. Like, he's like it's like a throwback to cavemen. Like, he's just like, rah, 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 like slapping his face. I'm like, holy shit! Like, I've never seen anything like that.
I'm gonna invite him to my cotillion birthday party so we can learn some fucking manners. That is crazy.
It's like falling out of his hands. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's wow. Now, if you haven't seen that, then I guarantee you haven't seen this, because this falls under the spectrum of politics.
Okay.
Did you see the video of the president of France, Macron, being hit by his wife?
Oh, yes, I did. Matthew showed me this. Wait, that was crazy. Like, honestly, here's my question. If you slap a president like that in the face, regardless of who you are, what does security do at that point? Do they step in and like stop her? Or is it like, well, this is between them two, like we have to let him have it out? I did see it. He gets slapped. He's like, hello.
Well, he has that brief moment where you can see his eyes where he's like, there's a camera there.
Yeah.
And he's like, damn it.
Damn it.
Now, they made two boo-boos in that. Well, first of all, she used to be his teacher.
Wait, his teacher?
Yeah, so there's like a 30-year age gap between the two of them, and she was his teacher when he was like a child.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
there's a lot of that. You can do a deep dive on that in a different day. There's a million theories of different things. But when she slaps him, if you watch that video, there's just a hand that comes out and you don't see her red jacket. I would have been like, go change your jacket so they don't know it's you. Because at that point you didn't know who it was, but there was a little red from the jacket that came out.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
when
yeah.
it came out, you could tell it was the same jacket.
Yeah.
So and
Wait.
he just said it was kind of playful. They had been having a little bit of a heated exchange, and she just kind of like did that. But I was like, oh, that's like, wow.
I mean, honestly, for him to man up and say they were actually having a heated, there was an argument happening. I don't know how playful it was. I don't know if those are the correct words, but I'm like, what do we think they were arguing about? Like,
I mean,
what?
who knows? But that video will be cycled for a
I
long.
know.
It's
Maybe she
there.
didn't want to wear red. Maybe he made her wear red and she just didn't want to wear red.
I'm guessing it was a little deeper than that.
I mean,
And then finally, the other video, if you haven't seen it, thoughts and prayers, because I'm now back into my full deep dive, waking up at 3 a.m, concerned. The video of Brittany on that flight, which now there's all these conspiracy theories about why the video was leaked, but she was on a charter flight, I guess. So there were other people on the plane, and let's just say her behavior was incredibly erratic, and it doesn't look like she's doing okay. And then what
oh,
she posts along with, her stories is it's quite a little tale. But I'm very worried about her. I think you should drop in. She's not far from you. Just bring her some of Chef Chris's cookies.
and what, she like lit a cigarette? What happened?
Well, yes, apparently she had a skirmish with one of the flight attendants, and she thought that the armrest had a thing for a cup, and she thought it was like a cigarette,
Oh.
thing. So, listen, the end of the day is this: I don't think we can plan on a Vegas residency this coming year. I think she's got some stuff to work on. I'm still hoping my comeback story for her is that she is a halftime at the Super Bowl and then just kills it.
Oh, I love you
Kills it.
so much for that positivity. I don't know if that's going to be the case.
I don't know if it could be either, but could you imagine if she did a super halftime and had
A super halftime?
Super Bowl,
Yes.
Super Bowl halftime and had a moment where Justin came out?
That's going to be a hard no as well, I think. You know what I
You mean
mean?
because of his past with the Super Bowl, or because of his past with Britney, or because of both?
Both. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
I just think that's a hard one. But maybe like Britney, Christina, Jay
How about-
Simp, like
how
the
about
power
Britney?
pop.
How about Britney does it and then has Janet come on
Ooh.
and gives Janet a redemption moment, and it's like,
I
God,
wouldn't. I wonder if she just needs this goal in mind. You know what I mean? Like when you're
Something.
maybe she's goal oriented and like this could be the goal for her.
I'm going to float it out to her. I'm going to respond to her on the IG, which I believe that she reads. And I'm going to go. I didn't even tell you. I'm bearing the lead on responding to IGs. I responded to Gwyneth Paltrow. And as I posted it, I was like nervous that like a security guard was going to come bang on my front door and yell at me. Like,
Wait.
I was like, because she made these ridiculous pancakes, right? Like that had 84 ingredients. And then she made a strawberry like topping for them and went out into her garden to pick the strawberries. And they were gluten-free and HGMO and and all this other shit. And I can't remember I'm going to find what I posted. I said something like,
Oh, I have it.
Kira has it.
Oh, no.
Hank, just so you know, when I pull up Gwyneth Paltrow's page, because I follow you, the top comment I see is your comment. So everyone who knows you can see this comment. It says, "Who has this much time? ? I hope those quote unquote sausages are vegan from a grain-fed pig on Meghan Markle's estate."
Hank!
You troll.
You are a troll.
And she was making sausage with the pancakes. And I'm like, wait, is that sausage? But you're telling me to eat this grain, crappy looking pancake? And now this is where it really pisses me off.
Okay.
Don't go outside and pick the strawberries. Okay. That's just in your hunter boots. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Honestly, who has time to say, let's go outside and pick the strawberries and put on my hunter boots? Are you shitting me? I barely have time to get the Bisquick out and throw some chocolate chips in it. And you're out there in your strawberry garden? No. No. Try to be relatable. Talk to the people. Go to the Waffle House like we all do. Go to the Coney Island and get it some whipped cream and your Mickey Mouse pancake.
Okay.
You don't want to eat that?
Oh my God, you're hot right now, and I kind of
sorry,
like it. It's okay.
It's
No, I get it. I do get it. But I want to ask you one question. If Madonna did this, what would your response be?
First of all, she wouldn't, because she's annoying
too old.
enough to let everybody know that she has a chef that she would never touch anything in the kitchen. I'm so sick of these celebs with their entitlement in the kitchen. Just leave it alone. Like, make food like the rest of us do. Open up your Factor meal. Go fucking give me some chicken nuggets. I don't want to see you with 45 ingredients making one pancake. How long would that take? Who does that?
It would take a really long time, but I also feel like you're talking to me because we have Chef Chris. So I apologize.
No, because here's why. Chef Chris makes normal food. He makes food and it's healthy and it's fine. But he's not putting on his hunter boots and going out to his own. And by the way, she's not growing those strawberries. You think Gwyneth is out there watering those strawberries? No.
Shit's for sure on a drip system. It waters itself.
Well, I guess she won't be a guest on the pod. Or maybe she should be. Actually, I think she should be. I challenge her to come on. I saw her on another podcast recently, and I honestly, I enjoy her immensely. I think she's fascinating on a lot of different levels, but I need her to understand that what she's doing is not relatable.
Okay. You know what, Hank? It's usually me bitching and complaining about something, but I'm so glad this is on the other end right now. Like, good for you. Get it out. People who aren't relatable suck. The world is hard. Things are hard. Making food with 45 ingredients isn't sustainable. It's not real. Only people who have a ton of time on their hands and a ton of help can do that. And you know what? You enjoy a Factor meal.
Oh, I think they're delicious. And by the way, caveat to this whole thing. Gwyneth could call me tonight and say, I'm serving those pancakes at 7 a.m. I'd be at that breakfast table and I would be like, girl, these are the best pancakes I've ever eaten in my entire life.
You got to send me the recipe so I can try it.
Yeah. Get Markle over here. I want to see her with her little fruit cups that she makes for her kids. And I'm going to tell her they're fantastic, even though they're stupid as fuck.
Okay. With that, guys, we're gonna close out. I think Hank needs a glass of sea glass. And you know what? This Monday we have an awesome guest. We have an Emmy-nominated woman who is a 2-time champion of one of the most popular competitions on earth. Plus, she is also a kick-ass mama to the most adorable 2-year-old little boy. If you have any guesses, send them over and let us know. Rate 5 stars, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we love reading comments for the most part if they're nice. So yeah, do that too. And
don't force her off Instagram again. She just got back on.
All right, with that, until then, have a splash.
Take a splash.
Oh my God, you really were on fire with that one.